All right, good afternoon, everybody. It's your boy Akeen, and welcome to today's second blog. The 19th overall selection of the 2014 NFL Draft belongs to the Miami Dolphins. This was another 8-8 team, and they controlled their own destiny headed into Week 16 of last season, but losing the final two games, just barely missing the playoffs. Now, I did like the play from quarterback Ryan Tannehill. He had a pretty good sophomore campaign, passing for just under 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 17 interceptions. Upped his numbers up a little bit this past year, and I think he's still due for another good season, possibly a Pro Bowl, but there's still a lot of competition because there's a lot of great quarterbacks in the AFC conference. Now, during this offseason, they picked up a couple of good players. Starting on the defensive side, I did like the signing of Cortland Finnegan. Yes, he is coming off in an offseason for the St. Louis Rams, but I think he's going to get back to the form in which we saw him when he was back with the Tennessee Titans. And on the offensive side, they picked up Moshawn Marino, the running back from Denver Broncos. I think he could become a good rotation-type running back to go work along with Lamar Miller as well as Daniel Thomas. I think all three of these players can work well together. I don't think any of the three can carry the workload, but I think this will become a good running back tandem for all three, particularly these players. In short situations, they could be using Daniel Thomas, and they can still rotate between Moshawn Marino and splitting carries with Lamar Miller. I think this will become a good tandem, not a great tandem, but pretty good together overall. Now, on what they can use for both sides of the field, starting offensively, they really can use a guard. They only have two guards available, and Nate Garner as well as Dallas Thomas. So they can use a guard, particularly on the right side of the field. And now, there's some question marks at the tight end position. I've noticed that a lot of scout reports as well as other mock drafts, they had the Miami Dolphins possibly going with a tight end with their first round selection. Now, I firmly believe in Charles Clay. He had a solid year, 759 yards receiving. He is definitely a workhorse type player. Not a workhorse type player, but he is definitely a team player. He will do whatever it takes for his team. He will block. He will run the football. He would do special teams if needed, and he's actually a good pass catcher at the tight end position, a good H-back. He's a good all-purpose player all around, and I do like his work ethic. He's a great addition for this team. So I'm really not sure if they should use a tight end with this particular selection, but I might understand why, because they might want to go with double tight sets, but I still think that Charles Clay is still the man. Now, defensively, they can use a defensive tackle. Randy Starks is entering his 11th season. He had 49 tackles last season. And then also they can use a good cover safety. The Miami Dolphins struggled a little bit against the pass, and that was mainly because of the lack of coverage on the safety position. Now, Rashad Jones did have post 100-plus tackles this past season. He's a good run defense type of safety, but as far as his cover skills, he only had 4 pass breakups last season. Now, they just recently signed Louis Delmas out of Detroit Lions. I'm not really happy, not too excited about this particular signing, but he did put a little bit more depth to the safety position, but they can still use a safety with this particular selection. Now, I think the debate is going to be between, for this pick, an offensive tackle / guard or a safety, and I think they're going to have to pick up a good player from Notre Dame. I have them going with Zach Martin out of Notre Dame. I think he can become a good, decent player. I think he could be better used as a guard as opposed to a tackle position. Now, during this offseason, I forgot to mention they also signed Brandon Alpert from the Kansas City Chiefs. So they're actually starting to fill up that offensive line with Mike Pouncey leading the way at the center, and the signing of Brandon Alpert, that could work well, and they could still use an offensive guard. And I think that the best player they should pick up, a good versatile type player, is Zach Martin out of Notre Dame. That's who I think they should go with, but who I think they will go with is Cyrus Quandro from Alabama. I don't think he might not be available. I think he will be still available for this pick, and Miami definitely has their eyes on him. Hopefully he could get back into play, which he's been doing in the SEC conference. He's a good, aggressive type player. So that's who I think Miami will pick up at pick number 20 to help address the offensive line. They struggled a little bit last season. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys is tomorrow. I'm going to continue things on with my first round mock draft with pick number 20 belonging to the Arizona Cardinals. Thank you for watching today's blogs from Pro Football Exclusive. I'm your man, Akeen McCall. Be easy.